Good evening and welcome to this special edition of Metro Focus. I'm Jack Ford. The impact of Superstorm Sandy on our region can still be felt today. According to the city, the storm inflicted an estimated $19 billion in damages. The recovery has been long and difficult, and many chose to move rather than to attempt to rebuild. In the aftermath, officials at the state and city levels have been working on resiliency measures to make sure that when the next big storm hits, New York is prepared. New York City in particular is highly exposed to the impact of superstorms. With over 520 miles of coastline, the need to implement massive precautions against coastal flooding is indeed urgent. So, New York State's Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services works year-round to make sure its citizens know exactly what to do when the next major storm hits. Correspondent Maddie Orton has the story.
Pat Murphy was serving as commander of the New York National Guard during Hurricane Sandy. He oversaw 16,000 Army and Air National Guard members as they distributed food and water, helped clear rubble, and conducted door-to-door health and wellness checks in hard-hit neighborhoods.
We'd already gone through a close call previous to that with Lee and Irene, which had been storms that had dropped a lot of water on New York State. And so from that, some people picked up the cue and became more prepared. Others did not see the threat of the potential disaster that it could have been and could have been more prepared.
Murphy is now the commissioner of New York State's Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services. And he and his team work hard to ensure that the state government is prepared for the next natural disaster, and that the public is too.
That's really where it starts, is with individual preparedness. How do you get yourself ready for a potential natural disaster that could leave you without power, that could leave you isolated for a short period of time? And then beyond that, how do you prepare your family for the emergency?
Murphy says preparation starts with developing an emergency plan.
An emergency plan for a family, or just a plan to start with, is having a discussion about where you might meet, what kinds of things might happen to you, how do you make contact with others should you become isolated, and just what resources you might need in that emergency.
Make sure your home is stocked with everything needed to get through a period of no electricity or clean water. It's important to have a go kit too. Murphy reminds that people may not be able to stay in their homes to ride out the storm if they're in a potentially affected area.
During the emergency itself, there's really two things you're going to do. You're either going to shelter in place or shelter in an area that's safe from whatever the natural disaster might be, or you're going to evacuate. Someone's going to make a decision, most likely for you to evacuate, based on a greater level of information, a greater level of knowledge than you would have of the area and what potentially could happen.
To spread awareness about emergency planning after Hurricane Sandy, Governor Cuomo launched a statewide training program through the National Guard called the Citizens Preparedness Corps. It's there to further develop individual and family preparedness for future natural disasters.
And so we have a regularly scheduled and on need scheduled training events that we do for communities, for individuals, that they can come sit through and learn about how to be prepared themselves.
When we're talking about these go kits, everyone's going to have different needs, okay? So some people have small children, some people are taking care of grandma, all right? So people's kits are always going to be a little bit different.
In a lecture hall on Roosevelt Island, U.S. Air National Guard Technical Sergeant Eric Contreras leads a free Citizens Preparedness Corps training session for the public. Participants ask questions, take notes, and walk away with complimentary starter go kits.
If you're stocking up on supplies, we recommend that you guys do at least 7 to 10 days worth of supplies, okay? That's food, water, medications.
The seminar extends far beyond stocking up for storms.
Call anybody or remember phone numbers or anything like that as well.
Sergeant Contreras urges attendees to learn the basics of first aid, have closed-toed boots at the ready, think of their pets' needs when packing go kits, and centralize all important documents into one fire and water-resistant case.
It's a lot of gee whiz information that a lot of people did not know. So I like teaching that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to these disasters. Not a lot of people know what to do. So it's very rewarding for me on my end for that. Go through these kits at least every 3 to 6 months to make sure all the stuff that might be expiring, all right, gets thrown out, replenished.
New York City faces its own unique challenges during a natural disaster. So Deputy Commissioner of External Affairs for New York City, Christina Farrell, works to promote emergency preparedness on the city side. She says the Atlantic hurricane season is long, June 1st through November 30th, and the number of New York City residents in coastal evacuation zones is high.
There are about 3 million people in the city that live in a hurricane evacuation zone. If you live in Coney Island, or if you live in Brighton Beach or Howard Beach, you probably have a pretty good sense, even before Sandy, that you live in a coastal storm evacuation zone. There are other locations where you might not be as close to the water, but the way the storm surge hits, the topography, the way that you might be cut off during a storm. So you may be in a coastal evacuation zone and not realize it.
New York City's Office of Emergency Management works to educate the public about these flood-prone zones through hundreds of free presentations each year, as well as signage that points passersby to higher ground and PSAs.
The 3 steps that we say for being prepared for hurricanes is, first of all, know if you're in a zone. The city has 6 zones. We had 3 during Sandy. And afterwards it was expanded. So you can either go to nyc.gov/knowyourzone. You type in your address and it will let you know if you live in zone 1 through 6, or it'll say you live in no zone. If you don't have access to the internet, you can also call 311 and the operators will look up your address for you and let you know.
Once residents know if they live in an evacuation zone, Farrell says the next step is to formulate an evacuation plan.
Making a plan, it can sound scary, it can sound overwhelming, but it's really not. The good news in New York City is people don't have to travel 90 miles to get out of a hurricane evacuation zone the way they might have to in the southeast. You may only have to go a few blocks, or you may just go a few miles. So, if you have friends or family that you can build a plan with and stay with, that's preferable. You're probably going to be more comfortable. It's going to be a little less uprooting. But if you don't have friends and family, or you need a place to stay, the city opens evacuation centers. We open about 60 of them. We can shelter 70,000 people up to 70 days. Just the city.
Farrell's third step is to stay informed.
The system in the city is Notify NYC. It has been around for about 10 years. There are many ways you can access Notify NYC. You can sign up. You can go to nyc.gov and you can sign up. It's free. It'll give you real-time emergency information either as a phone call. It'll go to landlines for people that still prefer their landline. You can get it on your cell phone. You can get text or email. You can also follow it at Notify NYC on Twitter, or we have an app.
Farrell says residents should be aware of city-specific concerns too, like getting stuck in a high-rise when elevators can't operate, or being reliant on public transportation that stops running in severe weather.
So that's why when we ask people to evacuate, we set it up a couple days in advance. Hopefully when people are going to evacuate, the storm won't be close to us. The weather seems even nice, possibly, if it's the summer. But that's the time to leave. Commuting around the city can be challenging any day. You don't want everyone to wait. It's like anything in life. You don't want everyone to wait till the last minute.
Of course, there will always be those who wait until the last minute or aren't prepared. So Commissioner Murphy says after taking care of yourself and your family, helping neighbors in the community should also be a part of the plan.
And the good news for New Yorkers is we've had tremendous success with neighbors taking care of neighbors and making sure that the most vulnerable are provided help.
In New York City, I'm Maddie Orton for Metro Focus.